Hello friends, Koolio here, and welcome back to the channel. Today guys, we're going to be jumping into a game that I haven't even thought about in a very long time. Since coming back to YouTube, I've been wanting to cover a couple of, upcoming and brand new games that'll be releasing in 2026. But in the meantime, I figured, hey, why not go back and check out a couple of titles that I haven't played in a really long time and let you guys know whether or not I think these games are worth playing jumping into 2026. I want to go through and kind of talk about what the experience is like coming back to these games. What are some of the major changes and updates? And so if you guys have games you want me to check out, let me know down below in the comments. For today's video, we're specifically going to be jumping into Dislyte. This is one of my favorite gacha games of all time. I put in so many hours into this game, it's ridiculous. And so if you guys enjoyed today's video and want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into Dislyte as we go into 2026. All right, here we are in the game. Now, this isn't going to be like your normal review video that I do, where I go through and kind of talk about all the different mechanics and stuff. Instead, what I want to do is talk about some of the biggest changes or, features and things that I've seen in the game, or some of the new stuff that I'm like, oh, that's pretty good, or that's not very good, I don't really like that. But first, I want to actually talk about the positives. One of the first things that I noticed, and I don't know exactly when they added this to the game, is this new system called the Paths of Experience. The thing that I really like about this Paths of Experience, specifically if you're a returning player, is it gives you a really good direction on what you need to do to progress your characters. So the character that I have right here, I'm trying to remember exactly what her name is. It's been such a long time since I've played this game. Clara, she is one of my all-time favorite characters in this game. One of my very first legendary characters I ever got, and she's been on my team ever since. Now coming back into the game, I don't really necessarily know what to do with this character. They have made, changes, improvements, nerfs, buffs, whatever over the couple of years since the last time I played this game. Well, if you want kind of a quick, jump in, start playing the character, understand how to build them and stuff, this Paths of Experience is a fantastic way to do that. As you go through this sort of like progression tree, it'll ask you to do certain things. For example, clear the Ritual Miracle APEP, difficulty 11 or higher, so that gives you a goal to work towards. One of the other things that I did recently was equip at least 3 pieces of level 50 plus equipment with HP or speed as the secondary attribute and enhance them up to level plus 12. The thing that I like about that is if you're jumping into the game for the very first time, even if you're a brand new player or someone who hasn't played the game in a long time and you don't really know what to do or how to like really progress your characters, jump into a couple of the characters you have or some of the new characters that you summon, go into the Paths of Experience. And this is a fantastic way to start upgrading and power leveling these characters. So for this one, I haven't done anything on it, but if I want to, I can jump over to here, equip a level 40 plus ring that has an HP bonus and defense bonus main attribute, and enhance it up to level plus 9. That's great. That's awesome. That gives me a really good indicator on the type of equipment I should probably be putting on this character and where I want this character eventually end up going. Helps reteach people the overall growth and progression system. For example, I did it for this character a couple of times. I've got him about 50% of the way through. I just kind of wanted to see what the overall, how this progression system worked. And on top of that, it actually unlocks and gives you a bunch of rewards that you can use to further enhance your character, as well as these cool new dynamic avatars that you can use to customize your overall account. I don't think they've ever had dynamic avatars since the last time that I played. But yes, this is, I think, one of the best highlights of the game, or at least one of the best things that they've added in the game, at least since the last time that I played. Now, as a returning player, one of the things that you're going to notice is a reunion event pop up for you. Up here, it's called the Reunion Gift. I jumped back into the game as of yesterday, and it gives you a whole bunch of little activities and things that you can do in order to get rewards. First, there's the login rewards. Make sure you log in every single day, and it's going to be giving you a lot of sweet stuff. As soon as you get to the 14th day, 2 weeks, look at that, 10 free summons right there. I think you get an overall almost like 20 free summons throughout this whole thing. It's awesome. You've also got the reunion prayer. Now, I actually already ended up doing this, but basically it allowed me to get a free legendary champ, which is awesome. I got Shen Gongbao. I don't know if he's a good character or not. He just looked cool, so I figured, why not? So that's the one that I selected. So yeah, it's great. If you're a returning player, you're going to get a free legendary character basically within like 5 or 10 minutes. Then you've got the Reunion Manual. This is another really great way to jump into the game and do things that you may have not done in a long time or you may not even understand. So spend stamina, acquire 100 points in quests for 3 days, clear Ritual Miracle 10 times. Yeah, it just gives you a whole bunch of different quests that you can complete, receiving these tickets, which basically unlocks this little small battle pass that gives you a lot of rewards, even for a free player. And if you want to drop some cash, you can. You can upgrade it to the hero manual and get even more rewards added to it as well. Now, since the last time that I played the game, one of the biggest things that I've noticed that I actually really love, I love it when they do stuff like this in games, is they've included basically what's like an enhanced version of previous heroes. Now, I don't know the last, like when this was first implemented in the game. Like I said, it's been several years since I've actually played this game. Now, they've been adding in new heroes left and right. There are so many amazing heroes in this game to collect. I'd have to say, for this reason alone, this game is worth playing. It has the best characters, like in any gacha game I've ever played. The character designs in this game are astounding. They're amazing. I love them. Every single character in this looks fantastic. Now, one of my all-time favorite characters, mainly just because of the way the character looked and was one of the first characters I ever used, was Anubis or Drew. Cool character, decent DPS at the time that I played the game, but he didn't stick on my team for a long time. There are way better characters than Drew that you can get very easily in this game. But I loved his overall design, his history, you know, his character story and stuff like that. Well, they've included these characters called meta versions. These are basically enhanced versions of other characters, and they have one for Anubis, for Drew. Look at this Chad. Holy crap. He looks amazing. He looks so freaking cool. I want to get this character so bad. He's not the only one, too. One of the other characters in the game, Freya, Ira, I used her for a decent amount of time on my account as well. I loved her. I think she's a fantastic hero. Well, they have a meta version of her as well. Look at her. Oh my gosh, she is shining. She looks incredible. I love it when games do this. They have, you know, you may have some favorite characters of yours that, you know, they don't end up being very good. Like, for example, Aphrodite, Alexa. I think a lot of people probably like her as a waifu. She's got some good designs, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, they have a meta version of her. Look at that. I think you know what I'm talking about. She is a fantastic looking character, and I just love the fact that they have these sort of refreshes to these characters. And I think that alone is one of the things that really drew me back to wanting to play this game long term, is to collect some of these new meta version of these characters, as well as all the absolutely incredible looking characters that they've added in this game. This game has some of the best waifus and husbandos of any gacha game, and they don't just cater it just, you know, for just the looks of the character, if you know what I'm saying, right? Like, these characters look amazing. They easily could have, you know, pushed these towards very graphic designed characters, but they don't. They look so good. There is a character for everybody in this game, and I think hands down, that's got to be one of the best ways, you know, one of the main reasons why someone would jump into this game and want to keep playing it, is the character designs are just so good. You'll find a favorite character within a matter of seconds in this game. Though, it will take you a while to get some of these characters. It's not super easy to get legendary characters, specifically if they're shimmer-based legendary characters. But we'll get into that a little bit later, because they have changed their summoning system since the last time that I played. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, and I don't remember if this was in the game since the last time I played, is the event backtrack system. I believe it was when I checked out the game maybe like a year and a half ago, just for fun, like jump into it. But basically, if you acquire certain characters, you can actually go back and replay some of their story events. And I'm a big fan of story events. I love these little side story events. Like, for example, this is the newest character that I just got, right? I don't know anything about his background or his history, but if I wanted to, I could go through this story event now, get to know the character, get some free rewards, and I think that's awesome. So as somebody that hasn't played the game in a long time, this event backtrack system is fantastic. I've missed out on a lot of story events since the last time I played, and this is a great way to get back into the game and get to understand some of the new heroes that you've actually collected. Now, let's talk about collecting heroes in this game. Since the last time I played, and even the last time that I played this game, the summoning system was kind of all over the place. You've got your basic gold summoning tickets. You've got your featured banners, which require specific materials, these resonance stones and the wish stones, which I believe you end up just getting through the 10 times summons you can acquire, you know, wish stones you can use on these featured banners. These will be replaced after a certain amount of time. You've got your wish banner, so I believe you can just select which character you want to summon off of it, and you can do a spin on there. I still need to gather some more wish stones, be able to get it. Remaining spins, 1 out of 1. I believe she's guaranteed, so I do think that's a really great thing. Now, if you played the game when it first launched, you may not know what this is. These are called divinates. These are essentially specialized equipments for certain characters that you can summon for. You've got the basic version right here. I believe when you go to summon this, you have an increased odds depending on which divinate you select right here. But there is, the probabilities right here. So if you select this specific character, I believe it has an increased probability rate for the one that you want. You've also got your shimmer summons. You've also got your elemental summons. There are specific elemental summoning tickets for each one of these, which starts just to get out of hand. And then you've got the resonance summon. This is so that you can select specific heroes that you already have and have a higher chance of acquiring those specific heroes to increase the resonance, which is basically their duplication system. And then I'm not even going to get into like the record stand or anything like that, but that's the main gist of summoning in this game. But since the last time I played, they've included a new way of acquiring characters. Again, I don't know exactly when this was added, but it's sort of this event keepsake system. So when they come out with a brand new character, so for example, they've got a meta version of Fenrir Freddy, which, holy crap, he looks so cool. And Freddy, I believe, is just a basic rare hero. This looks amazing. Now, at first, I didn't particularly like this system. I didn't think it was very good. You essentially have these sort of fang marks, these little tickets or whatever. You have to gather a certain amount of them. 100 equals 1 request. Go ahead and just do a base summon. You do get some rewards from that, but you have to collect 8 keepsakes. Now, the possibility of getting a keepsake is about 4%. Once you've gathered all 8 of them, the character is then yours. Straight up, they're yours. And these events last for a decent amount of time. There's about 36 more days left. I think though, at first when I saw this system, I was like, oh, great. All they really want me to do is they want me to go in here. They want me to spend money to guarantee that I can get, Fenrir here, that I can get Freddy. Because you're not gonna get him after doing a whole bunch of summons. I've actually been lucky and I've gotten 2 of his keepsakes, and I just need 6 more. And at first that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but then I realized there are actually a decent amount of ways of actually getting these marks. So let's go to the Frostfang thing first. This is sort of a battle pass. Yes, if you want, you can go in and you can upgrade it. You can spend money on either the Feral Pack or the Duskfall Oath, which will basically guarantee that you get the character, or at least get enough marks to get the character. I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but because again, it's a randomized thing in order to get this character. At first I was like, wow, they don't really give you a whole lot if you're a free-to-play player. It takes a long time to gather enough marks to be able to, do a decent amount of these summons, right? But man, this thing goes on forever. I don't know why, I can't. There we go. Seriously, this goes on forever to get these marks. So you'll probably get a decent amount just by simply playing through the game, going through echoes, stamina consumption, and the memory rift. Now, the memory rift is a specific type of event that's tied to this one. There are daily rewards. You can get a bunch of awesome equipment that you can use for your character. You can also get past experience, which is for the past for this whole Fenrir thing anyways. But you also get these rift emblems too. Now, this is where it finally started making a little bit more sense on how this whole thing works out. Is you've got the shop system right here. You can gather 800 or you can get 800 marks here. You can then do another 800 here as well. And then I don't think you can get much in this one. Yeah, you can. You can get another 800 here. So that's about 2,400. So overall, there are a bunch of different ways in order to get the marks. Whether or not you're going to be lucky enough to get enough marks to actually unlock this version of Fenrir is to be seen. So I'm actually interested for those people that have been playing this game for a long time. Do you like this system? They've done it for other characters as far as I can tell. They even have a rerun of a past character running right now. For me personally, I don't think it's too bad. At first, I didn't particularly like it, but since they have a lot of different options in order to get these marks, I haven't minded it as much. It's not that bad, I guess. You can also go through and purchase levels by using just your basic in-game currency to do that too. So there is a way for free-to-play players to unlock a lot of these in order to try to summon the character. But it's going to be something that you're going to have to log into the game consistently over the course of basically the entire event to unlock the character. But saying that, it's time versus money, right? If you have the money, you can get the character probably fairly easily. If you got the time, You can be a free-to-play player and eventually unlock the character themselves. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with this game. I personally really like this game. Is it going to be my main game moving on into the future? Probably not. I think this is a game that is meant for those people that want a decent side game. The issue behind it, though, is this game does require a decent amount of time. There's just so many things going on. Look at all the events that are happening right now. You got the Shimmer Reverb, which is basically you completing missions, getting these tokens, which then add a bunch of characters to your Reverb inventory. Once you've got a bunch, you got 60 of them, you can go through and select which character that you want to select. The Warm Winter Gift, a login event. Again, you can get even more of these Fang marks, so kudos there. The Royal Flush is something I've seen in the past, and then just a bunch of events that are happening in the game too. They've also improved the overall progression system of the game too. I talked about the whole paths of experience thing, but I've also noticed in order to get the resources that you need to advance your character, they've made it a lot easier. I actually was able to get this guy to the sixth event, ascension just today. If I want to do it for this character too, I can go in here, go to the Wind Striker. I know that this isn't something that's super new, but the Blitz thing is amazing. I love that the Blitz has been added to the game. It basically allows you to skip these battles because they can take a really long time, but you do need a specific type of resource to do that, the memo chips, which I have a bunch. I don't know how I have so much. I guess I've just been accruing it over time. The last thing I want to note when it comes to progressing your characters in this game is the level of the characters are now pushed up to level 70. However, in order for you to even advance a character to the level 70, you need to advance 25 of your espers up to level 60. Once you do that, you can start collecting these level mon, these really high level mons, in order to then push the character up to level 70. So it's going to take a lot of time for me to go through and kind of progress a bunch of my characters up to that point. They've made it easier for sure to decrease the overall amount of time it takes to upgrade your characters, but there's still a decent high ceiling of time investment you're probably going to have to put into the game, especially if you're somebody who wants to go into things like arena, point war, knockout, these PvP events, because I'm getting my butt kicked. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm getting my butt kicked by these guys, and even though I thought I had a decent, team setup. Anyways, there you go. That's Dislyte. Is the game worth playing in 2026? I would say yes, if you're somebody who likes to collect interesting and amazing looking characters. As a returning player, there are a bunch of little events and stuff to help you catch up. I gave you kind of a brief breakdown of some of the systems they've added into the game to make it easier for returning players and new players to catch up into the game. Is it going to be a main game? Probably not. It'll probably be better as a side game, specifically with the whole orientation. There's no landscape mode. This is definitely a game you want to play in portrait. On like commutes, things like that, when you're waiting in certain places, you jump in, do a couple trials, maybe get some summons in, maybe a few event things, upgrade your characters, and then hop back out. Anyways, there you guys go. That is Dislyte moving into 2026. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Again, if you guys have other games you want me to check out, let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, make sure to like button and subscribe to the channel. With that out of the way, my name is Koolio, and I'll see you guys next time.